Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates, coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. We want to welcome everybody who's joined us here on our program this evening. We're starting off very late, a lot later than I wanted to start tonight, but I'm hoping to get this program over before it gets too late. We're going to talk about the New Madrid Fault tonight and all the earthquakes that are happening on the New Madrid Fault. And there are some, not as many as there have been in the past, but there are earthquakes happening on the New Madrid Fault nonetheless. The top story of the night is RFK's Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. being sworn in as the Housing and Health Secretary, HHS Secretary. I want to show you what happened today. He got confirmed late last night, as several of the other nominees had been, and now today he was sworn in as the HHS Secretary.
I want to congratulate you, and we have a very special person here to swear you in, a man that I think has done just, I think he's just an amazing man. As you know, his name happens to be Gorsuch, and he's a member of the Supreme Court in extremely good standing. He's highly respected by everybody, and I didn't know, are you two friends or something, or did this just happen to be the justice? Did this just happen to be the luck of the draw? What happened?
I reached out to him.
Did you reach out? Well, you reached out to a very good man. So please, if you would, thank you very much.
Oh, this has to be done
I'll do
first.
this first. I'm going to make this a good one, right?
This is a certificate that President Trump is signing that makes Robert F. Kennedy Jr. the HHS Secretary.
It's a 10.
Over here, please. Really happy.
Would all the family like to join?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Please place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right. I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
I, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Everybody got in on that. The president got in on it, and RFK Jr.'s entire family got in on it, as well as the Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch was there to do the swearing in. So here we have another member of Trump's cabinet being sworn in. We're still waiting for two people. The biggest person we're waiting for is Kash Patel. Right now, today, immediately right now. He's in the final moments of his confirmation. We hope to get him confirmed tonight, and sometime tomorrow, Kash Patel will be the next FBI director. Okay? This is just the beginning. And one other person on Trump's cabinet is going to complete their confirmation also probably tomorrow. But today, RFK Jr. has been sworn in as the HHS Secretary. We're glad to have him here. He's going to contribute a lot to this nation and the world. We're glad to have him here. The Democrats continue to press things bad. The Democrats don't give a flying rat's butt what's going on here. Let me take you back to a few months ago, last year. Last year, last May, Biden had ordered over 1 million chickens killed. Biden ordered over 1 million chickens killed. He said there was a chance that they might have had the bird flu, which is poppycock. Nothing but poppycock. We never did have the bird flu here. And as I said a couple weeks ago, good old Newsom in California, Governor Newsom in California, had declared a state of emergency because of the bird flu. Now that's not happened either. There's no bird flu emergency in California. If it was so, again, I'm going to say this again, if there was so, we would have bird flu emergencies across this country, including right next to California. Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona. All would have come down to the bird flu. It hasn't happened. It was the Democrats' way of controlling us. They wanted to lock us up just like they did back in 2021. It didn't happen. But because Biden had ordered all these chickens killed, all of a sudden we see egg prices skyrocketing out of sight. White House says egg prices are high due to Biden's orders to kill over 1 million chickens. Okay? Unreal. This was on the New York Post. Okay, it happens to be true. Biden created this emergency all by himself. He and his agricultural secretary. They don't give a flying rat's butt about any of us. They don't care whether the chickens have died. They don't care whether anybody has any eggs on their plates. We have chickens. They killed chickens. We still have chicken prices at a fairly decent price here. That's because they killed the chickens, and the chickens did not have bird flu. If those chickens had bird flu, we would have had high price of chickens, and we would not have chickens on the shelves today. Again, we have chickens all over the place. Chicken meat all over the place in our supermarkets. But we have very few eggs. I saw a video earlier today in Costco, I believe it was in Texas, where Costco is getting highly rated for chicken eggs. Okay? You couldn't keep chicken eggs in stock in Costco. They were taking flats and flats and flats of eggs. I'm not kidding. 18 dozen here, 36 dozen. They were taking 60 eggs at a time. Some more. That's because Biden ordered those chickens killed. And we don't have that many eggs around. Even the two supermarkets where Carol and I shop, here in Morganton, there's been a week ago, we never had eggs for an entire week. That store couldn't get eggs in if it tried. Not at all. The other store had about a dozen or 2 dozen eggs in the store. We have plenty. We got eggs when we had prices at $20 for a flat. Now prices are $22 a flat, if you can find the flat of eggs. You can blame Biden for that. Biden's hand is all over it. Prices are going to continue skyrocketing for some time. Okay? When are prices going to come down? When we start getting oil processed from go baby drill, baby drill. Guess what? As soon as that oil hits the refineries, we're going to find prices going down on oil and gas. And as a result, guess what? Transportation costs to get those eggs and other things to market, to the stores, it's going to go down. And as that happens, you're going to see prices in the stores all over the country go down. Trump has been declaring it all over the place. Okay? I trust him. I've seen him work. Okay? This is happening. Okay? Now, folks, we are talking about some earthquakes here in chat. Let's go over to the USGS map for just a minute. Let me take down my webcam here. You don't want to see my bright, smiling face here right now. But 1 day all magnitudes, that's good. Going over here. Got US faults here. And that's just about as good as it's going to get here. USGS has taken down our ability to use a US satellite photo. So the best we can do is US topo map here. Okay? I don't know why USBS did that, but they've done it. Now, I want to go over here to Europe. Okay? I'm going over here to Greece. I'm going over here to Greece. Now, you're not seeing anything here. YouTube is buffering us again. Dadgum YouTube. Anyway, look at this. These earthquakes around Santorini Island out here in the Aegean Sea. We're showing 2 earthquakes. That's by far not the case. We're showing a 4.7 out here. We're showing a 4.4 here. That's by far not what's going on. However, I'm going to show you what's going on in just a second here. We have a lot of earthquakes out there. I've been watching it all day long. It's sad what USGS chooses and chooses not to do. It's very sad. Now, some earthquakes have gone down here. Okay? Some earthquakes have gone down. The frequency has gone down, but the size has not. Okay? We have about 50 earthquakes here. We have about 50 earthquakes. Now, with that said, you can see Santorini Island here. You can see Santorini Island here. You can see the earthquakes around Amorgos. And out further out here to the northeast. Okay? Earthquakes happening. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Look at all the earthquakes here. Yes, we've had some 5s, 5.0 and 5.1 earthquakes happen here. Large earthquakes, but they have been downgrading the quakes as they have happened. Literally. I don't believe there are any earthquakes at all right now that are the same magnitude that they were when they hit. They've been downgrading the earthquakes all day long. It started early this morning, about 6 o'clock I heard, and then it continued literally all day long. Let me point out some of the earthquakes. This earthquake down here to the south, well actually to the east of Santorini Island. This is a 2.6 here. That's just east of Santorini that you see here. Let's go directly north here. Okay? Over here. Here we have a 1.7 minor tremor. 1.7 minor tremor there. Let's continue here. Now, I'm not going to show you everything. This is a 2.6. This came out as a 4.2, and they downgraded this to 2.6 minor earthquake. Minor earthquake right there. Over here to the east here, this is a 2.5. That's a 2.5 there. Let's go a little bit north here. Another 2.6. Now I'm going to try to find the 4.9s here really quick. I'm seeing 2.9s. This is the 3.1 up here to the northeast here. 3.1, small earthquake there. Okay. Further north here near Cyclades Island, Greece, this is another 3.1 here. Okay. Let me see if I can quickly find, I found a 3.4. There's a 3.4 further south from Cyclades Island. Then, let me see if what we can find here. 2.3, 2.2, 2.1, 2.0, 3.5. There's a 3.5 right next to the Colombo volcano there. Just a little bit north and east of this earthquake here is the Colombo volcano. Okay, that's a 3.5 earthquake. Small 3.5 earthquake. Now there's other small earthquakes here as well. We have a 3.7 here. There's a 3.7. I'm not having a good time finding the, here's a 4.4 here. There's a moderate 4.4 earthquake there. But there is at least two 4.9s in this area as well. And I'm having a hard time finding them right now. But take it from me, there are some 4.9s here because I heard them downgrade the earthquakes. There are probably close to 50 earthquakes here. Now that is very much a lot less per day than we've had happen in the past several weeks. Since January 25th, there have been over 40,000 earthquakes here in the Aegean Sea. 40,000 earthquakes here in the Aegean Sea. Are we going to see a volcanic eruption here? It still could happen. I detailed that information last night. Santorini is still shaking here. Santorini is still shaking. Now, I verified everything here. I've been looking at this literally all day long. Earth is still shaking. Mainland Greece is also shaking here. Okay? Most of these are just 1.5s, 1.7s. There are a couple 2s out here to the west here. Well, actually, they took those down as well. Down here just south of the mainland part of Greece, in the central Mediterranean, we have a 3.5 right here. Just south of mainland Greece here, 3.5 small quake. Just out to the east of mainland Greece here, in the middle of the Aegean Sea here, we have a 3.6 here. Just east of mainland Greece here, 3.6 there. Gosh, where'd that? We had a bunch of 2s here. I've talked to you about the island of well, it's not an island, I'm sorry. The area of Pires, Greece. I'm going to show you this right now. This is a 0.7 microquake here in Pires, Greece, named after the Apostle Peter. Pires, Greece is 0.7, I'm sorry, a 0.7 magnitude tremor here, microquake. Okay? That's what's going on in Greece. There have been some other earthquakes here as well. Montenegro, a 2.5 earthquake further north up here in Montenegro. Okay? Up here in Croatia, Slovenia area, This is the 1.1 tremor up here in Slovenia, just north of Croatia here. Okay, 1.7. Central Italy, as I've been talking to you about this before. We have a good sized, pretty much a large swarm of earthquakes here along the central east coast of Italy. As I've been saying, I am waiting. I can't tell you the day it's going to happen, but I'm just waiting for a larger earthquake to hit here. Yes, we still have some ones here. We have some twos. We also have some 3.0s, 3.2 earthquakes here in central Italy. When this happens, we usually see a larger 5.0 to 5.1 earthquake happen in this region here. I still say that's what's going to happen here. Okay? Now, what has happened over in Germany, Switzerland, and France? Very little. For the first time in 2 to 3 weeks, we have no recorded earthquakes in Germany, Switzerland, or France. None. Yes, we do have a couple earthquakes in the Alps. This one over here near the Central Alps here, this is over at the border of Italy and Germany. This is a 1.6 tremor here. Border area of the Alps here between Italy and Germany here, 1.6 tremor. Further south over here in the western area of the Alps, this is the only one in France. Again, this is the border of Italy. This is a 2.2 earthquake here. 2.2 earthquake here in the resort area of Italy and France. But this is the only earthquake here in France at all. No other earthquakes in France, Germany, or Austria, I should say. Nothing in France, Germany, Switzerland, or Austria. Nothing. First time in a long time. Now, I want to show you this as well. Now, this may be due to the USGS, but this is the EMSC map. There are also no earthquakes in Spain. No earthquakes in Spain. Yesterday, we had an earthquake up here in Morocco. Yesterday, we had a 4.5 earthquake here in Morocco. It's gone. They took it down during the night. Okay? Now, we do have an earthquake over just north of Iceland. This is near Grimsey Island here. We have a 2.0 earthquake off the north coast of Iceland. Again, this earthquake is on the mid-Atlantic fault here. The mid-Atlantic fault. That's why this earthquake happened. Grimsey Island is a very small island. A very small island. I don't believe Grimsey Island has anybody living there. Very small island up here. But a 2.0 earthquake, minor earthquake up here in Grimsey area here. Now, over here on the U.S. map, the Madrid map, okay, Jackson, Tennessee, we have a 2.4 earthquake here. Jackson, Tennessee. This is on the east boundary of the Mississippi River, the east boundary of the New Madrid Fault. Okay, we have earthquakes there. It's verified here, but I'm going to ask everybody, why are they not showing any other earthquakes on the New Madrid Fault? Because I'm going to show you some 2.4s, I'm going to show you some 3.0s, and even 3.5 earthquakes today on the New Madrid Fault, and they're not showing them here on the USGS map. They never do. They never do. My question is why? Why are they not showing them? Why are they not showing them? They're not honest. As I said before many times, they're not being honest with anybody. Richard Smith is here in the chat. He's keeping us up on earthquakes around the world. We had another large 5.3 near Kepulauan, Babar, Indonesia, just a few minutes ago. A large 5.3 earthquake. So it's a lower end of the large earthquakes. 5.3 large earthquakes in Kepulauan, Indonesia. Down in Indonesia, guys. Okay? Unreal. Unreal. Anyway, let's get on with the broadcast, okay? Yes, we're going to talk about earthquakes tonight. A lot of earthquakes tonight. Now, first off, before we get going on the earthquakes, yesterday morning, about 10:16 a.m. in San Diego, we had a F6 or an F8. It's actually an F-18 jet fighter called a Growler. It's a modified F-A-18. It crashed in the harbor of San Diego. As I said yesterday, both pilots ejected and were recovered by fishing crews in the harbor of San Diego. Islandia sport fishing got them out of the water. When I lived in San Diego, I used to take a half-day boat. I've taken many half-day boats and a full-day boat out of Islandia sport fishing. One of the same boats that rescued these two pilots yesterday. Now it's raining heavy in San Diego. They got the pilots out yesterday, but the plane is still in the water. They're kind of rough going in the water because of the weather. I don't think they're going to rescue anybody. Anybody. There's nobody in the water. I don't think they're going to take that plane out of the water, at least until maybe Saturday, after the weather subsides. We're going to keep an eye on it. If they pull that wreckage out of the water tomorrow, we'll notify you what's going on. Maybe even do a live broadcast, because I want everybody to see that plane coming out of the water. Okay? But again, yesterday, an F-16, F-A-18 fighter crashed in the waters of San Diego Harbor yesterday morning. Nobody hurt. The sailors piloting the plane got out alive. Okay? That's a good thing. Anyway, let's talk about the New Madrid fault. Okay? What's going on? Okay? This is in Arkansas. This is in central Arkansas. This is the Ozark Folk Center. Normally on any given day, the Ozark Folk Center would have some 2.5s and 3.0 earthquakes. That's not the case today. A lot of areas all around, up and down the entire New Madrid Fault, the seismicity has gone down. The number of earthquakes and the strength of the earthquakes have gone down here on the New Madrid Fault. That might be a good thing, because for months now, the strength of the quakes had increased and the numbers of the quakes on the New Madrid Fault had gone up, increased. But today, here on the Ozark Folk Center here in central Arkansas, we only have this earthquake here at the Ozark Folk Center. Let's look here this afternoon. We have some tremors here this afternoon, and we have one 2.7 earthquake here. One 2.7 earthquake here. This is a good thing. This is a good thing, because we have energy release here on the New Madrid Fault. Okay? This is in central Arkansas again. Okay? What happened here? Just before 2 p.m. Just before 2 p.m. At 2:48 p.m. today, we had a 1.7, a 1.5, and then almost 2 minutes later, we had another 1.7, 1.8. Tremors. Tremors. We had all kinds of other tremors here as well, as you've seen. Then on this black line here, this happened at just 3:03 p.m. this afternoon. Right here. This is a 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Then, a little over 2 minutes later, 2.5 minutes later, we had another one. Another 2.5, 2.6 earthquake here as Ozark forms here. Okay? Ozark Folk Center is a great place. It's a gathering place for the community, a gathering place for tourists here. Small concerts, country concerts, community events here at the Ozark Folk Center. We don't have as many earthquakes as we have in the past. Okay, that's to start off this broadcast with. Okay, next, let's go over to Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Here, this is right next to the New Madrid Fault. This is on the Mississippi River here. Literally on the Mississippi River here. Just after 7 a.m. this morning. Just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes after 7. Okay, we had some tremor activity here, didn't we? Then, down here after 10:30. This is about 10:39 a.m. this morning. We had a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here on this blue line. 10:39 a.m. this morning, we had a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Okay, Catfish Pond, Arkansas, right smack dab on the New Madrid Fault. Okay, let's continue. This afternoon, almost nothing happened here. This is another 2.5 this afternoon. Another 2.5 this afternoon. This happened about 6, excuse me, not 6. This happened after 4:04 p.m. this afternoon. Another 2.5 earthquake here. It's quiet. It's dead quiet here on the New Madrid Fault. Not a lot happening. Not a lot happening. Let's go south here. Let's go south right next to Little Rock, Arkansas. This Little River, Arkansas here. Little River, Arkansas, just north of Little Rock. Look what we have here. Early this morning. The top of this seismogram here, let me open it up here. The top of this seismogram here is midnight. Midnight. We come down here to 12:30 a.m. this morning. We have some tremor activity, don't we? 1.8, 1.9 tremor just after 12:30, 12:31. Then we come down here just after 1 a.m. this morning. We come all the way over here to the right center here. Folks, this is at 1:40 a.m. this morning. First, a 2.0 earthquake, then a bunch of tremors. Then just about 58 seconds later, here we have a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Then some more 2.8, 2.9. Then a bunch of 2.0s, minor earthquakes. Then a bit later, and this is just about 1:41 a.m. this morning. 1:41 a.m., folks, we have a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake on this blue line. A 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. Little River, Arkansas, just north of Little Rock. And as you can see, there are other minor earthquakes here as well. Over here after 3 a.m. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3:05 a.m. this morning. 2.2 earthquakes. 2.2 earthquakes. After 4 a.m. this morning. 4 a.m. this morning. 4:01. 1.3 tremor. A couple and a half minutes later, we have a 2.0 earthquake. 6:03 a.m. We have a 2.7, 2.8. After that, you see we have nothing but tremors here. Nothing but tremors here in Little River, Arkansas. Well, guess what? We have some more information here this afternoon. Let's go over here to Little River this afternoon. Look at this. Seismic activity didn't die down too much. Okay. 1:16 this morning. 1:16 this afternoon. Tremors. 1.3, 1.4 tremors. We come down here after 2 p.m. here. on this black line. Now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes in. 2:07 p.m. this afternoon, we have another 2.5 earthquake, minor earthquake. And as you can see, we have all kinds of tremors here as well this afternoon. Okay? Again, this is right on the river. Little Rock, Arkansas, right on the river. Now, let's continue. I'm going over to Mark Tree, Arkansas, just north of Little Rock here. Mark Tree, Arkansas in the past has had numerous 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here. Look at this. We don't have that today. We have some tremors, long duration tremors here. Over here after 2:45 this morning. Look at these long duration tremors. And yes, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2:07 this morning. We have some 2.0, 2.1 earthquakes and more tremors here. After 4 a.m., 4:30 actually, 4:31 we have some more 2.3, 2.4 earthquakes and a bunch of tremors. Again, this is not normal. Not normal at all. Yes, Mark Tree, Arkansas has a ton of tremors, but we usually have anywhere from 5 to 10 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes. Small earthquakes, but still a lot of earthquakes here. Mark Tree, Arkansas. That did not happen today. That did not happen. Let's look at Mark Tree, Arkansas this afternoon. Right here. Still a lot of long duration tremors. Then down here, 1, 2, 3, 4:30 this afternoon on the left hand side. We come over here to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes after 4 this afternoon. We have some more 2.5 minor earthquakes here. Though most of this is long duration tremor activity. We don't see normally long duration tremor activity at all. But that's what we have today. Mark Tree, Arkansas, like I said, has between 5 to 10 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here every day. Every day. Now we may come back here and visit here again tomorrow if the seismicity increases. The number of earthquakes and the strength of these earthquakes, if they continue and rise, we'll talk about it possibly tomorrow, right before we talk about emergency preparedness. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Preparedness Friday. We always do. Let's continue with earthquakes here on the New Madrid Fault. Okay? For time here, I want to go over here to Truman, Arkansas. Truman, Arkansas is south of New Madrid. South of Mark Tree, Arkansas. New Madrid Fault runs north and south here. It runs north out of the Gulf of America and all the way up to the Great Lakes, over to Ohio Valley area. Okay? Look here in Truman, Arkansas here. Look at these earthquakes. Again, we see a lot of long duration tremors here. After 2:15 this morning, on this red line on the left hand side is 2:15. We come over here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 2:30, say 2:33 this morning. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake. Then right behind it, within 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds after that, we have another 2.5 earthquake. Look at the way the stylus was jumping around. There is a lot of activity here. A lot of seismic activity here. With the stylus jumping around like that, you can tell that the earth was moving in a big way. After that, after 3 a.m. this morning on the black line here, over to the right, we have seismic activity starting about, I want to say, 3:11 this morning. And we had nothing but small minor tremors and 1 or 2 2.0 earthquakes. 1 or 2 2.0 earthquakes back to back. Then we jump down here to 4 a.m. 4 a.m. on the left line, black line here. At 4:01, we had some 2.3, 2.4 earthquakes, minor earthquakes. And you can see how the stylus was jumping around here. Stylus jumped around for a minute and a half here. At 4:02, almost 4:03 a.m. this morning, we have another 2.3, maybe 2.4 earthquake. And you can see long duration tremor activity here, Truman, Arkansas. Let's look at this afternoon here in Truman, Arkansas. Right here. We have a lot of tremor activity going here. Over here at 2:45 on this green line, you see a lot of tremors here. Down here after 4 p.m. here. Still a lot of tremors here at 4:07, 4:08 p.m. here. 4:09, you start seeing some 2.2, 2.3 earthquakes here. Nothing really big. We've seen some 3.0 earthquakes here at Truman before. That's not happening today. Most of this is all long duration tremor activity. Okay? Now, let's jump down south to Tyronza, Arkansas. Tyronza, Arkansas is just a little bit different. Okay? Usually we see a bunch of stuff happening in Tyronza, Arkansas. Let me show you this morning's seismogram here at Tyronza, Arkansas. Up at the top black line here is supposed to be midnight last night. The seismograph was turned off. The seismograph was turned off most of the morning. Why did they turn it off? Why did they turn it off? We have no record of activity here in Tyronza, Arkansas until 9:45. 9:45. The seismograph was turned on at 9:29 a.m. this morning. You can see over on the blue line here on the far right. 9:29, they turned the dadgum seismograph back on. That's where you see that big line jump, that big blue line jump up in the air. That's a sign of them turning on the seismograph. After that, 9:45 on the left-hand side here, we have no real activity. We have some tremors, but no real earthquake activity till later. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 minutes later. Okay? This is 9:51 a.m. this morning. Okay? This is a 2.9 earthquake. 2.9 earthquake. You see a bunch of tremors? Then over here on the right, this is 4:55 a.m. this morning. Not 4, I'm sorry, 9:55, 9:58 a.m. this morning. This is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake. We jump down here at 9:15. 9:15. All of a sudden, we have another earthquake over here. 9:21 a.m. this morning. Interesting. Interesting. Look at these other earthquakes here. All over. Literally all over. The next 3.0 earthquake happens just after, let me look at the minutes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This earthquake happened at 10:52 a.m. this morning. Another 3.0 earthquake. 9:52 a.m. this morning, a 3.0 earthquake. Yes, we see this happening a lot. But why did they not turn on the seismograph? Why did they not turn on the seismograph until 8:55, I'm sorry, not 8:55, 8:59 a.m. this morning? Nothing here. Not a thing here. Not a thing here. Why did they turn it off? What happened here in Tyronza, Arkansas, where they would have turned that off? Too much activity? They didn't want to show what's going on? This is wild. This is wild. I want to thank Sleeping Volcano for being here. She left us last night because she wasn't feeling well. I'm glad you're feeling better, Sleeping Volcano. We appreciate you. We said a prayer for you last night before we left the air. We said a prayer for you and Rebecca. We appreciate all of you being here. And Rebecca and Sleeping Volcano are two of our mods. We love you. We love you a lot. Sleeping Volcano is talking about a 2.5 earthquake, San Francisco Bay Area, tonight. Tonight. Incredible. Seismic activity is happening in California. It's happening in California. It's happening all over. But here on the Pneumatic Fault, they're not showing a lot. Okay? They only want to show us what they want to show us. Nothing more. Nothing more. How about Tyronza, Arkansas this afternoon? Look at this. Yes, I pulled this seismogram just after 5 p.m. Actually, 5:15 p.m. this afternoon. Look at the earthquakes here. 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes, except one after 3:13 p.m. this afternoon. 3:13 p.m. this afternoon, Tyronza, Arkansas, we had a 3.2 earthquake. Small 3.2 earthquake. Yes, people in Tyronza, Arkansas felt that earthquake. They may have also felt an earthquake just after. This would have been approximately 3:39 and 30 seconds this afternoon. Okay? Another 3.0 earthquake here. Tyronza, Arkansas is shaking. Again, this is right alongside the western side of the Pneumatic Fault. Right alongside the western side of the Mississippi River. Okay? The Pneumatic Fault is shaking, but it's not as busy as it normally has been. It's not as busy as it normally has been. Let's look at a couple other things here. Let's see. I want to show you Savannah, Georgia. This is on the East Coast. Okay, look at this. Tremor activity all day long here in Savannah, Georgia. All day long. We have had some 2.5, 2.7 earthquakes here, though. This morning. Okay? About 8:58 p.m. Excuse me, not 8:58 p.m. 8:58 a.m. this morning on the right side. I'm sorry, that's not 58. This is 8:44 a.m. this morning on that blue line. 2.8 earthquake. That seismic energy hit and it kept going for about 20 seconds. You can see other related earthquake and tremor activity here. All morning. All morning. Tremors and light earthquakes here. Okay? Savannah, Georgia. How about this afternoon? What happened in Savannah, Georgia this afternoon? Look at this. Now, why is this important? Let's look at the top line here. This is just after noon. 12 noon today. Just before 12:02. 12:02 up here on the top line on the left. That, folks, is a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. 2.8, 2.9 earthquake. Further over here to the right, 12:10 p.m. this afternoon. 2.6, 2.7. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake here. All the rest of these appear to be either minor tremors or at the most 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes. That's all. Even 2.0s here. That's all that happened here. It's been fairly quiet. Fairly quiet here. Savannah, Georgia this afternoon. Savannah, Georgia, just so you know, usually has 2.5 earthquakes all the time. Day and night. All morning long and most of the evening as well. That's not happening here. For whatever reason, seismic activity over here on the East Coast and the New Madrid Fault has gone down. Has gone down. No, we have not had that much activity over in the Atlantic Ocean on the Mid-Atlantic Fault. We've had very few 5.0 earthquakes, or even one 4.5 here on the Mid-Atlantic Fault. Okay? Very quiet on the Mid-Atlantic Fault. Mid-Atlantic Fault is still spreading. Mid-Atlantic Fault is expanding. That's why we have earthquakes here on the East Coast. Let's take a look at more earthquakes here on the East Coast. Okay? Let's go over here to, where do we want to go here? Let's take a look at Roland, North Carolina. Even here in Roland, North Carolina, guys, we have very few earthquakes here. Roland, North Carolina, we have usually 4 or 5 3.0s here all day long. That didn't happen. We only had one 2.5 earthquake here today. This morning. This happened at 10, see, 2, 3, 4, 5. This happened at 10:35 this morning. 2.5, maybe a 2.6 earthquake. Notice the other tremors here. That's all. Even this afternoon, there was nothing to show you. So I didn't copy and paste that into the file. Nothing to show you because there's no even very much of any microquakes. Nothing. Now this may be USGS error because they don't want us to see exactly what's going on. But this is very light activity here. Very, very light activity here in North Carolina, up and down the coast in Georgia. Nothing here. It's very quiet. I want to show you also over here the northern part of the New Madrid Fault is very quiet as well. This is Evansville, Indiana. Evansville, Indiana usually has tremors and some minor earthquakes. All we had here is some very tiny tremors here. Literally all day long here. All day long. You can also notice here over on the left-hand side center of your screen here, this morning after 4:03 a.m., actually after 5 a.m., actually it happened before that even. I'm sorry, over here at 2:32 a.m. they turned off the seismograph, turned off the machine. 2:32 a.m. this morning. They turned it right back on. Then after 5:03 this morning, the same thing. They turned it off and turned it back on. You see that spike going off to the upper right there? after 5:03. Then the other spike going off to the upper left. Notice a turn on there. Also over here after 6:32 this morning. They turned the machine off and right back on. Now, why did they do it? Playing around possibly, but they're only showing minor microquakes and some small tiny tremors. That's how it's going on. There's nothing spectacular at all happening here. Okay? Savannah, Georgia. I said, no, it's not. This is Evansville, Indiana. I'm sorry. Evansville, Indiana. Nothing's going on. It's very quiet. This is the north end of the New Madrid Fault. Very, very quiet. Now let's go down to Louisiana. I told you that the New Madrid Fault goes down to the Gulf of California. Let's take a look at Louisiana here. First off, I'm going to take you over here to Pioneer, Louisiana. Pioneer, Louisiana this morning right here. Still very, very quiet. For the most part, you see microquakes here. It's a very tiny tremors. Microquakes and tiny tremors here. Literally. Nothing going on here. Not a thing going on. Again, up and down the entire New Madrid fault line, we're not seeing much of anything. It's quiet. But again, I want to tell you this. I don't think this will continue. We're going to keep an eye on this. We will keep a close eye on this. But I don't think it's going to continue for very long. Even this afternoon in Pioneer, Louisiana right here, nothing going on. Just like 3 tremors, that's all. 3 tremors, that's it. Nothing more. Does anyone have any questions for me? Anybody have any questions for me regarding the earthquakes or tremors on the New Madrid Fault or around the United States? Okay. I am going to show you the USGS map again here. If you'll just bear with me for a second. I'm going to take down my webcam here. Okay, let's go over to San Francisco. Okay, that's the agency. USGS is not showing hardly anything going on here. Nothing. Nothing going on here in Europe. Go figure. Okay. Let's go over here towards California. In California. Okay, San Francisco Bay here. Okay. Folks, this is Bayview, Monte Alban, California. This is a 2.4 earthquake here. I highlighted, it's in blue right there, a 2.4 earthquake here. Right here, Pleasant Hill, California. Pleasant Hill is right between the Hayward Fault and the Calaveras Fault. Right between the Hayward and the Calaveras here. We try to bring up the Bay Area here. You can see San Francisco Bay. As soon as I enlarge it, it goes away for whatever reason. Okay, so this is just east of Hayward Fault. Right between the Calaveras and Hayward Fault here. Pleasant Hill, California, we have a 2.5 earthquake here. South of there, this is Hayward, California here. This is a 2.2 earthquake. There is a lot of seismic activity here. as you can see. This is a 1.2 in Hayward. This is a 3.6 here in Hayward, California, right alongside the Hayward Fault. That's a 3.6 earthquake. Dr. Jamin's place, you're saying 473A, Tennessee. What is that? I don't recognize that as anything except being in Tennessee. What happened there? Arnold Smith says Montana has similar amounts as Alberta, Saskatchewan, North Dakota, South Dakota. Yes, tiny tremors. Tiny tremors there. Dina Rona is asking, is there a state with no earthquakes at all? Yes. There are quite a few states with no earthquakes. Quite a few with no earthquakes. South Dakota, North Dakota, hardly anything ever happens there. There is an earthquake fault on the east side of North Dakota and South Dakota along the Red River. There is a major fault running from Canada all the way down to the Gulf of America, the Red River. Under that river is a fault line, and I have not seen any earthquakes there at all. I walked along the Red River when I was a teenager. Never felt anything then. Never heard anything. Nothing at all. And even when I look up earthquakes in North Dakota or South Dakota, I don't come up with anything. Dr. Jamin's place says Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville, Tennessee. Okay, this is what's happening over here in the Bay Area, just east of the San Francisco Bay. Hayward, California. Now, they may have downgraded that earthquake to a 3.6 here. Came out as a 4 something, as I remember you guys saying. But they downgraded to a 3.6. Not surprising. That does not surprise me at all. Okay, let's go over here to Tennessee. Let's back out here and go over here to Tennessee. Okay, we have had an earthquake here in Southern California right here. This is Aveyah, California. Aveyah, California. This is a 4.4 earthquake. And actually, this is not really in Southern California at all. It's north of Bakersfield out here. It's out here in the Sierra Nevada area here. Aveyah, California, 4.4 earthquake here. Dr. Jamin's place says live data validation here. Okay. This is Jackson, Tennessee here with a 2.4. Jackson, Tennessee, a 2.4 earthquake here. Where's Clarksville, Tennessee, Dr. Jamin's place? Gail C says she was just thinking the same thing. People have a right to know what's happening under their feet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. But again, USBS is hiding stuff. US has that habit. USBS has that habit. They don't want to be honest with us at all. At all. I've been watching this for years now. Going on 6 years, almost daily for at least 6 years. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it. Okay, you say Fort Campbell. Let's look up Fort Campbell, Tennessee. All right, let's see what we can find here. It's in northern Tennessee. I've been there, actually. I've been to Fort Campbell a couple times. I've done disaster drills there. I've done disaster drills here in Fort Campbell, Tennessee. Nothing is showing up here on the USGS map. But then again, they're not going to show it. Let me go over here and pull up this pneumatic fault map. See whether they show that here or not. All right, let's see here. Let's see what they're going to show us here. Dr. James Place says his map is showing tremors. That's probably likely. That's the east side of the pneumatic fault there. Not surprising to me. It's not surprising to me at all, matter of fact. Let me see here. See what we can look at here. I see some tremors going on. The stylus is moving all over here. This is the, I'm going to show this to you. Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee. The stylus is jumping around here. I don't have anything firm hot here. The stylus is jumping all over the place. Let me show you this. Okay. Right here. There's nothing happening here all day long until right now. Look at the stylus jumping around here. This is just tremors. Just tremors. We're not showing anything big here at all. This is just tremor activity. The stylus is jumping all over the place. And then after it got through jumping, it jumped for about, what do you say, 3 minutes there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jumped around for 8 minutes and then it quieted down. Okay? Nothing but tremors here. I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Usually we have absolutely nothing here. I've checked this seismogram here in Red Bowling Springs area, and usually it doesn't show anything. This is about as close as we can get to that earthquake fault, or that earthquake area near the Army base. That's about as close as we're going to get. Let me just check one more thing here. Yeah, it shows up for a few minutes over on Nelson's Funny Farm in Mountain City, Tennessee. There's a little bit of shaking going on that stylus as well. The same time period, about 8 minutes. 6 to 8 minutes here. Okay, Nelson's Funny Farm. Usually here in Mountain City, Tennessee, we don't see anything at all. Nothing. About 5 years ago, we could occasionally see some tremor activity, but this is the only tremor activity we've seen here. Very quiet. Dr. James' place is about 10 minutes. Let me look at this again. 3 minutes here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All I have here is about 8 minutes here. 8 minutes here. Let me look around a little bit here for just a minute, see if I see anything else. Signal Mountain, Tennessee, the same thing here. About 8 minutes of tremor activity, then this stylus stopped shaking. Wow. It literally died off there. I'm still checking some of my sources here to see if we can find more activity here. Nothing there. Let me check something here. Royal in Tennessee. Nothing at all here in Royal in Tennessee. Shelby Forest, Tennessee. Nothing at all here. So apparently Shelby Forest is far enough away where it's not showing anything. Dr. James' place, I agree. I appreciate that. You figured you'd see that, and so I went looking for it. Yes, we see some activity there. It's just tremor activity. Thank you, Dr. James' place. We appreciate that a lot. Really do. Good observations. Good observations. Don Patoka says maybe gremlins. Yeah. No, I don't think so, because we saw these same tremors on 2 or 3 seismograms here. Okay? I don't think it's gremlins at all. Pretty good observation here. Pretty darn good observation here. Let me check out possibly one other here. Nothing there. Oh, let's see. Flippin, Tennessee. Yeah, there's a town called Flippin, Tennessee. Flippen, Tennessee. Nothing here. Okay, Hopper, Tennessee. Hopper, Tennessee. Holy crap. I've got to check this out. Hopper is just outside of Memphis. Holy good. I did not ever check Hopper, Tennessee. Let me show you activity this evening in Hopper, Tennessee. This may blow your mind. It's blowing my mind. Okay, let me bring this up here. Look at this, guys. This is Hopper, Tennessee this evening. Unreal. Unreal. Okay. After three, let's see, what is it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, at 3:40 p.m. we had a series of 3.0 earthquakes. Back-to-back-to-back earthquakes here after 3:30 this afternoon. Unreal. We had a bunch of Tues as well. Then about that same time period, after 5:10 p.m. this afternoon, we had some more. Okay, another set of 3.0 earthquakes that last about 4 or 5 minutes. This is incredible. Miss Constitution Rights, welcome to our program. We appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you being here, guys. It means the world to me. Are you guys seeing what I'm showing you here? I think they may have tried to knock us off the air here. I think they may. No, we're still on the air. Off the air here. I'm showing Hopper, Tennessee here, guys. Incredible. I think they may. No, we're still on the air. Off the air here. I'm showing Hopper, Tennessee here, guys. Incredible. Look at that, guys. I think they may. No, we're still on the air. That blows your mind. I'm showing Hopper, Tennessee here, guys. Incredible. That will blow your mind. Look at that, guys. I think they may. No, we're still on the air. That blows your mind. I'm showing Hopper, Tennessee here, guys. Okay. Incredible. This is just east of Memphis, Hopper, Tennessee. That will blow your mind. We had some stuff like this, similar stuff happen about 2 years ago. But I have not seen anything happen here in Hopper, Tennessee. No, we're still on the air. That blows your mind. I'm showing Hopper, Tennessee here, guys. Okay. Incredible. This is just east of Memphis, Hopper, Tennessee. That will blow your mind. Christine's thinking all the mods. I want similar stuff happen. Well, we do have wonderful mods. We have the best mods in the business. Here in Hopper, no, we're still on the air. That blows your mind. The best mods in the business. Mary Pedersen is saying we're loopy. That means the YouTube is playing with us. Well, we do have wonderful mods. Hopper is east of Memphis. It's not right along the New Madrid Falls. It's probably about Pedersen is saying 50 miles east of the New Madrid Falls. 50, 75 miles east of the New Madrid. And it's not right along the falls at all. This is east of there, east of Memphis. Hopper is east of Memphis. It's not right along the New Madrid Falls. It's probably about Pedersen is saying 50 miles east of the New Madrid Falls. 50, 75 miles east of the New Madrid. Well, you're hearing an echo? Has the echoing stopped? Guys, are we still having echoes yet? I hope not. Hope we're not having echoes anyway. Jeez, that'd be pretty bad. Christine says yes. Gosh, what is going on here? Hope we're not having echoes anyway. Jeez, that'd be pretty bad. Okay, Richard Smith says the echo stopped. Good. Good, good, good. You guys have any other questions here? Don Patoka says echo is at 45 seconds now. That's weird. That is really, really weird because I have nothing open here that would cause any echo here. $30 hertz oscillation. That is really weird. That is really weird. Okay, guys, do you have any questions for me? Like I said, this is about 75 miles east of the New Madrid, east of Memphis. Don Patoga says 5 by 5 now. That's good. That's great. I appreciate you all being here with me. I really do. It means the world to me. It really does. It means the world to me. I appreciate all of you being here, guys. As we've done in the past, we're going to do again tonight. I want to leave you with a thought. We do devotionals. Dr. James Place says, not audio, 5 by 5 on audio. That's good. But still 30 hertz oscillation. I don't think we've ever had that before. That is really weird. Really very weird here. I don't know why, but our camera just fell. It should not have fallen here. Okay, I hope that's better here. Okay, guys, I would like to leave you with a word from the Bible. Okay? This comes from Isaiah, the 58th chapter. I'm going to start with verse 6 here. We're going to read several verses here. Is not this the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, that you may break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, that thou bring the poor that are cast out to the house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh? Verse 8, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth mightily. And thy righteousness shall go forth from thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy perfect reward. And in verse 10, and if thou drawest out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And the Lord shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters faileth not. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations. And thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. If thou shalt turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thy own ways, not finding thy own pleasures, nor speaking thy own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord. And I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob the father, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. What a beautiful blessing. If we abide by the Lord's promises, if we stand in holy places, we are a covenant people. What's covenant? We talked about this before. Covenants are promises between us and the Lord and us. We should be a covenant people, keeping the promises of the Lord, keeping the commandments. And if we do that, what does the Lord give us? Thou shalt delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. We need to abide by the rules, the commandments of the Lord, and we will be blessed. We will be blessed, brothers and sisters. Blessed. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you a lot. Let's do what the Lord would ask us to do. Let's do what the Lord has asked us to do. Obey the commandments. Okay? We have a great president right now who I believe is trying to obey the commandments, trying to help us. And if we do what he has asked us to do, we'll prosper in the land. I believe that. I totally believe that. Brothers and sisters, I love you very much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. God bless you and be with you. If you guys want to help support our program, please send us a card or letter, and in that card or letter, send us a check or cash through the mail to our post office box, 104 North Green Street, box 105, 104 North Green Street, box 105, Morganton, North Carolina. Zip code here is 28655. Also, just below this video today, you can see in the top part of the program description a way to join this program. Help support this program by being a member of our program here on YouTube. Also below that, you're going to find our email address. If you have any comments or questions, please email us. Right below that, you're going to see our address that I just gave you. 104 North Green Street, box 105, Morganton, North Carolina, Morganton, North Carolina, 28655. Right below that, you can also give us your support through PayPal or Venmo. We have 2 PayPal addresses in the top of the program description and 1 Venmo address. You can send us your donations there. We'd greatly appreciate it to keep this program on the air. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. We love you all very much. We want to thank also our mods here. Like I said, you guys are the greatest. We have the greatest mods in YouTube. I truly believe that. Now may God be with you this day and always. May God protect you and lift you up. I hope you have a great night and a better tomorrow. Folks, if anything else happens tonight or tomorrow morning, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Until then, have a great one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow between 6 and 7 p.m. I'm hoping not to have another late night here. Tomorrow night is Valentine's Day, and I probably will come on the air early because I want to treat my wife to a great dinner that I'm going to make her. So, guys, tomorrow, you ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Good night, everybody. Much love. See you soon. Good night.